Hey guys, it's your boy Flip here. We are going to go to the offsite. We've got 10 orders to pick. We're going to talk about those things, talk about this and that. But trust me, this morning has been such a morning. I've been to the bathroom so many times, and where I have my storeroom, there is no bathroom on Sundays. I feel like a part of me has died inside. Tori here, Geelong-Flipper. Hey guys, Tori.
Your mate, Tori.
Geelong-Flipper here.
Tori here.
Geelong-Flipper.
Me, Tori. Tori here.
Geelong-Flipper.
How you doing? Well, all right, I'm at the storage area. Only a little bit left before we move out of this one into a bigger one. But just in case you sat through my intro and thought, oh my God, I'll still sit here for a bit longer, but you don't know who I am. My name's Tori Favreau. I am a full-time eBay reseller. I document it on YouTube. I write horror books on Amazon. And I talk to you guys about the pros and cons of selling online. And yeah, tell you when I screw up, which is a lot. But hopefully it prevents you from doing the same. So we're going to go in. We're going to pick our orders. I've got a tub of listed stuff here ready, and we'll get on with it. All right, well, first things first. I really hope that you guys have had a brilliant weekend. It'll be Monday by the time you guys see this. And, well, it'll be my Monday too, so we can share Monday. But at the moment, it is most certainly Sunday. You're at the end of the tripod now as I get the legs ready for it, which was pretty much a rookie move. But that's okay. So 10 orders, but nothing to allocate. In case you knew, what I do is I grab stuff out, I tell you how much I paid for it, and then it gives you an idea if you want to get into reselling, what to look for when you're out there, and more importantly, roughly what you could expect to get for your money. And also selfishly for me, I guess it's just a bit of a vlog that, you know, I think the business is increasing, and I think it's good to get a snapshot of where you're at. And I just do it in video format, but because I want to hopefully be inspiring, if that's the right word, whether you want to write books or whether you want to do eBay or whether you want to learn how to do a YouTube channel. I hope it's inspiring, and I do it in a spirit of friendship and fun. All right, so let's get in here. Eventually. Yesterday was amazing. I know you would have seen that video by now. Such a lovely day. Could not complain for 1 second about that weather. All right, so that's there. I must have taken my glasses off back out there. I should double check though. And I'll shut this, I'll empty this to save you guys. Do I? Yeah, I do. I'll shut it off. I'll come back and we can just get straight into the fun stuff, okay? Eventually all of this stuff here is going to be in tubs in the new storeroom, and none of this shit will be happening. We'll just be going, boom, and away we go. Such a good day outside too. One thing I will say before I do empty this, thank you, Trisha. Today's coffee and my toasty that I bring here, Trisha gave me a super thanks. Thank you so very much. I've been really touched. Like, you guys are so freaking sweet. And yeah, there's nothing but absolute gratitude. It's thank you. Absolutely thank you. So cheers to you, mate. Delicious cold brew. I generally buy the colder drinks because, well, it's still the end of summer. But is it? I don't know. No, it's not. It's now autumn. But you know what I mean. I generally get the colder drinks because I'm not going to be here for a while. And therefore, if I start with a cold drink, it doesn't matter if it goes cold because it's cold. Yeah, okay. So, I just wanted to say a big thank you. And Trisha wrote, thanks, buy yourself a couple of coffees. I always look forward to your videos and I don't care what format it is. Thank God for that, mate. Cheers, Trisha. In the how to do calculator postage one, guys, just want to let you guys know there that Sunnybank said this is so helpful. Thank you. Love the video. Thank you so very much. Michelle, long-time viewer, said thank you, or thanks Tori. Falmouth Flipper, hell yes, and also did flick me some coffee money. So I had to acknowledge that though. Let's have a look here. And Shelley said, this is helpful, thanks Tori. I've been stung before with calculated postage and I'm thinking it was the Sendle price rather than the Australia Post. Is there scope on the laptop to select Australia Post only? I've resorted to selecting Australia Post on my mobile, but watching this, I'm now thinking listing on the laptop might be more efficient. Have not got my head around Sendle and the reviews are not great regarding customer service. A future video on uploading photos via the laptop or doing the draft on the laptop and uploading via the phone would be helpful. Not a problem. You may have actually, did I do it there? Can't remember. I think I might have already had the photos in place. On Mac in particular, it's super easy. So guys, if you're wondering, in my opinion, and just based over time, I find the laptop far superior to, and far more options on it than using your phone. I don't know, do what you can, use what you can afford. But I do believe if you do want to get serious about your eBay, you should be on a laptop. It's easier, there are more options readily available to you. And also it lets you see a more holistic viewpoint of what your store looks like too. I don't know, and guys, don't forget, I'm 52. My eyesight isn't as great as what it was, so I prefer a bigger screen. That's the practicality of it, but I also get to use my USB barcode gun, which lets me like really rip through movies and stuff quickly. And because I have a Mac laptop and an iPhone, I take all my photos on the phone and then I just airdrop them straight. AirDrop is just like a file transfer, a wireless file transfer, guys, if you're not Mac users. There may be something familiar. Actually, no, I'm gonna tell you a hack. I don't know how well it works. But I have suggested it to people before and they've said it does work okay. Set up Dropbox if you're a Windows user on your laptop and on your phone. Take your photos in Dropbox and then through the magic of the cloud, they should just appear on your, like take the photos, put them in Dropbox on the phone, they should just appear onto your laptop. It may not be as quick or as efficient because AirDrop is lightning fast, but that should get your photos over and then you literally drag and drop them. I'll do a video where if I can remember, I'm terrible. I'll literally do some listings and I'll go from start to finish on a listing and just show you how easy it is. Unfortunately, it'll be on a Mac. I know they're expensive, but for my video editing and my writing, I find the interface a lot easier. I used to be a total Windows person, and then many years ago, I briefly, for 4 years, had a graphic design business, but I was the business side of it. My friend Tony was the design part, and but we used Macs because Photoshop way back then wasn't even on Windows. So it's a very long time ago. And to give you an idea, if you're a computer nerd, I was using CS2, Creative Suite 2. And way back then, computer programs were so expensive, it cost us $2,500 per copy of it. But yeah, that's what I do. I use a Mac. It'll be easy on the Mac, easier. I think the Macs are more designed for creatives who don't want to get bogged down on how the computer works. I don't know, but I've used it for years and I probably, unless I was really struggling and the machine died, heaven forbid, because that's what I edit these on, I will always stick with Mac. I find the Windows system just a little bit, I've got to go into too many things to do simplistic things, in my opinion. And it may just be that I'm starting to not care about the stuff that I don't use. You know what I mean? Like, I used to sell TVs and stuff way back in the day for one of the big box retailers. And I used to stay on top of it all because it was interesting, but it was my job. Now it's like, I don't know what the latest TV does other than show you pictures. I'm sure it looks great and I'm sure it's fast and all that, but my technology is about 4 or 5 years out of date now. but I can brush up on it quickly. That's one thing I can nerd out on. This dog can learn that new trick. All right, now I'll turn these off. I'm gonna have a little sip and I'll empty this out. And we'll have a look at the stuff that's sold. We'll recover it from the tubs. And you guys will be pleased with me because I know, I'll talk 2 seconds longer. I know that I was getting some feedback about working smarter, not harder. And that was no one being rude. It was actually people really caring about, the fact I'm lifting really heavy boxes down over my head, which by the way, isn't the safest way of doing things, guys. It's rather stupid, but I'm pressed for space. So I don't know if it'll stay like this. Can't promise it. Because I had an interesting insight. God, I'm gonna get there eventually, I promise you. We're 7 minutes in. I told you I was gonna do this. Firstly, I'll show you what I did. So you would have seen in yesterday's videos, I bought the 50-litre tubs. It's filled with plush only. Oh, and 2 Care Bear buckets. But filled with plush only, nice and light. Just waiting for one of the handles to come off then. They're cheap tubs. And the idea is that if I'm after this sort of thing, I can easily just go in, get plushies out of there, and as I list them, I'll allocate them back into plush tubs. But here's the other side of that. And this is the part I found interesting. I went into some reports the other day, only to realize that the toy part of my business at the moment is a very low part of it. So I've been buying a lot of plush, but until the eBay machine realizes what I'm doing, I haven't been selling a lot. I've been selling a lot of books. I've been selling jeans. They're starting to come around for me. Oddly enough, I've been selling shoes. So when I look at my action report, it's like 20% books and movies of my sales as an everything seller. That was an interesting realization because I've been going for toys and that a lot lately because I know the returns on them are good. But if I was to look at what I was doing right now, it would be like almost the focus should just remain on the books and stuff. Interesting times and video games. But you got to get decent ones. You would have been seeing lately that quite a few of my sales have been low dollar. Thank goodness for the most part, I paid a low dollar for them, but I want to be just a bit beyond that point now. Now, when you're getting started on eBay, any profit is good profit, okay? As long as the stuff ticks over for you, I'm not going to be pretentious and go, you need to be making blah, blah, blah per transaction. No, particularly if you're trying to feed your family or just make sure that you can keep your head above water financially. Anything that makes you money, minus the eBay fees and all that sort of stuff, is good money. Money is good money. For me now, just because this is out of control, even though we're moving to a bigger location, I do want to use that for other things, as I said in the last video, so I don't want to chalk it back up with crap. For me now, it's just a simple rule. If I buy something, I need to make 20 bucks on it. And you'll be surprised at how much that will stop you from buying stuff. I would say though, you may look at, like for example, you might buy 5 or 6 Matchbox cars and you get them for $4, $3. That would still fall in the allowable purchase, because if you're buying the right ones and you're learning a bit more about how to sell them, I'm still learning. I don't know everything. I know there's special sorts. I've never found one, but I have found some super cool cars in the 4,000 that I own. Yeah, with that rule of thumb, I think I'll be able to keep the size down, but I am going to try to listen to you guys a little bit. And I've got that one is just plushies, but some of the heavier boxes, once they empty out, I'm going to top them back up with plush toys as I find them to try to reduce the weight of all these, because yeah, sometimes after getting this stuff down, I'm literally sore. I don't exercise as much as I should. I'm in relatively okay health for my age, I think. Says the guy who did have type 2 diabetes and had a heart attack and had pneumonia and wears glasses and had braces and had a skin disorder that made pimples as big as golf balls appear on my face in my teens. Did I say braces? I can't keep track. Anyhow, I'm going to empty this thing out because I'm just talking crap. All right, guys, just like that, the magic of television. We have got the storeroom emptied. I've got the light on ready for us up there, and I cannot wait. I don't know. I actually, to be honest, as you guys know, it's like it is pretty tough sometimes doing some of this stuff, and it's like, I'm thinking to myself, like the power thing that I need to make this other thing work. Well, it's about $500, so I need that to get lighting on in here. But it'll all happen. We'll get there. You may see me in a large dark room for a bit, but we'll get there, okay? I guess that stuff, it's all just learning, isn't it, really? Let me show you what's sold. We've had some wins here. Some, well, look, they're not life-changing wins, but any sale is a good sale. So, this item I've had for some time. You may as well come in a bit closer. Yeah, this item I have had for some time. It was a personal one of mine that I bought years ago for $34. It just sold for $120 and it's heading over to Canada. I don't believe it's a viewer sale. I don't think my international reach is that extensive. I know I've got plenty of friends in New Zealand, in the UK, and I do think we even had someone identify when I did ask one time that they were from Switzerland. So all I would love to say is, guys, pop in the comments below, you know, what country are you from? Are you from Australia? Are you from the United States? Where are you from? What stuff goes on in your neck of the woods that is different from the way that we do things over here? So those who know me, and I don't talk about video games very often, but I do play video games. I really enjoy them. I find they're a good way to sort of wind down at the end of the day. And that was one of the things that did attract me to the whole reselling deal as well, because it let me feel like I had my own video game shop. I've got my own bookshop. You know, I've got hundreds and hundreds of video games, which is always awesome for someone who doesn't specialize in video games. I don't often play the ones that I bought as stock, purely because most of the time that those ones are probably comping fairly well. So, you know, you sort of don't want to mix up your stock with your fun. But this guys, so this is Shell from Portal, or Portal 2, and Portal 2 would be one of my most favorite games of all time. It's a puzzle game, and you do get to you've got these guns that fire portals into walls, and you have to traverse dangerous environments. There's no like violence or anything like that in it. It is just simply you traverse an environment, and it's like a three-dimensional puzzle, so it's all thinking, and the humor is fantastic, and it was just a beautifully made game. And so yeah, when this figure of Shell came out, I got it and never took it out of its packaging, and over time it just started to increase in value, and I was like, holy crap-a-moly. And I actually lowered it on an offer. It was $89, but someone who didn't see the offer snaffled it up at its price of $120. I prefer that number. So that's our first sale of the day there. Yeah, I prefer that number, all right. But, you know, even if it had gone for the 80 odd, it still would have been a good win. Clear out some of my stuff that was just sitting in tubs. You may hear my tummy gurgling with delight as I'm eating that lovely food. By the way, thank you, mate. I do appreciate it, Tricia. All right. You guys are the best. I'm looking at the comments now. Yeah, it does. It makes me feel really nice. Okay, so I'm just going to see anything that might just come from here. I will show you. Now, these were ones I think, well, I didn't lose on them, but I've got them at home, so I don't have them here to show you. Yep, so that's hidden. Okay, so these sneakers, I'm sorry about all the, I don't know how reflective it is, but hopefully you can see that okay. I sold them for $89 plus $21 postage. I believe at the time I paid I think it was $15 on them. They're very old sneakers. They're just from way back in the day. But they're cool. So that is something you won't see me getting out of the tubs, because it's at home. All right, what else is over here though? T8. Okay, so a while back, I managed to pick up a whole heap of horror movies from a Vinnie's. And it was crazy, you know, because it was the first time someone had... Come here, guys. It was the first time someone had a crack at me. Now, it's not the last time, but the person who donated them to the Vinnies actually slammed me via messages on eBay for... Because I listed them all on the same day. I bought them all for $2 each. Worked out which ones I wanted to keep, which ones I wanted to sell. Some of them I watched and then sold because I love horror. And yeah, gave me a mouthful, well, of words on eBay about how much of a dog I was for buying them to resell after he had just donated them. It really surprised me. It was the first time I blocked someone. It upset me because I thought, this is a local person who's angry at me. And, you know, it's just one of those things that didn't feel nice. But it was like, it was in the early days for me, and I was like, I had to tell myself I didn't do anything wrong. All the movies at that op shop are $2 each. I don't affect the pricing. This is ages ago now. I've got so many movies. They're still selling. It just, you have to wait for the right horror fan to want them. There it is. So, but I felt bad. Well, I didn't feel bad. I actually felt worried, because I was like, who the hell is this person? You know, have they found the YouTube channel? Because it's all the same name. The way I see it is, I'm not going to be ashamed for wanting to feed my family. Even though it's just, you know, us two and the cats. I'm not going to be ashamed of wanting to provide a better future. But it's still, the venom concerned me. But, you know, it is my job, and I do want to go well at it and do the best I can. So this is a special edition of the movie Carrie with Sissy Spacek and John Travolta. It is sealed and new. I paid $2 for it, and I sold it for $22.80. That was after reducing the price for a little bit, but I do really hope that the buyer, let's have a quick look here. Ella, I hope, doesn't say no viewer stuff, and I can't even assume, I'm not that big yet. But Ella, thank you for buying from me, and I hope you enjoy your movie. So that's a cool thing. That's a very cool thing. All right, give me a second. Let me work my way through this crunchy toasty. Tub 8 is emptying nicely. And a big thank you to Black Eye Joe. Sorry, I've got food in my mouth still. He had the solid idea of putting a sticker on the tubs. Do you know how I say to you guys, can someone remind me that this tub is empty? And you always do. He said, just literally put a peelable star on it. That way when you come back, you don't even have to look. You just know. I've got to get those stars, or I think I might even have dots at home that I can use just to dot the tub. It was such a good idea. Now, let's just have a quick look for the comments. Let's have a look here. Oh, where is it? Okay, so GT Hadsi, mate, thank you for this. This was what I was mentioning before. Sorry, I pointed to where I was earlier. Hey, buddy, have watched you numerous times getting heavy shit down from up high. Fuck that, bro. Bottom shelf with tubs with good wheels or furniture dollies with small wheels, maybe. Smarter, not harder. Love your work. I love you too. I appreciate the fact that you guys care so much. It's awesome. For everyone who sent floor plans through for the space, thank you. You're bloody legends. And we're incorporating some of those ideas into the final design. Let's have a look here. I am trying to find a specific comment, and you'll laugh. I better can't find the darn thing though. Oh, when I was showing you guys shoes the other day, I said Frankie 5s. They're Frankie 4s. And I know several of you contacted and went, Frankie 4, it's Frankie 4. You're right. But doesn't Frankie 5 sound like an elite supergroup? Yes, it does. I cannot find this comment. Flutterby just said, generating feedback by buying for new sellers is a good tip. And yeah, thank you, mate. I appreciate it. I think it will help people. Because at the very least, even though it doesn't show what you like as a seller, it does show that you're prepared to pay up. And I think generally if someone is a good buyer, then chances are they'll be a decent seller too, because they understand the importance of money for both the seller and for them. Oh, come on. I need to find this thing because it was so cool. Okay, here it is. Okay, so this is from Kate, right? And this is why I love you guys. I mean, I do anyhow. But it's the fact that you guys care so much about me. And I do about you too. I mean, I wouldn't do some of these videos if, you know what I mean. We have a community here is what I'm trying to say. But the other day, and Kate, you're right. You told me, and this is what I love because it shows that you guys, some of you are actually watching. I was talking about bits and pieces and I pulled a book out and showed it to you, but they noticed I didn't put it back. Tori, you forgot to put the Aliens book back in its tub. You took it out and slid it between two other tubs. Just letting you know if you can't find it later. Thank you for the video. No, thank you. I love that. Thank you. Because I was like coming along here just before when I was cleaning the area out to grab my stuff, and I'm like, what's that? And then I was like, oh, that's what it was. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're just going to quickly pop it back into its proper tub. Alien, it's not in orders, it's inactive. Give me Alien. Was in tub 9. And now it's back where it's meant to be, so thank you so very much. I hope that you guys had a really good weekend. It's been nice, a bit chill. I was so glad to get out yesterday. I was feeling a bit down in the dumps, and I don't know why, but I did. It was nice to get out in the sun, just drive around for a little bit, see some stuff, do some stuff. I'm one of those people, I think it's because the house is small too, but I like to get out, and I'm a social creature. So I'll go out, and it doesn't mean I'll walk around talking to everyone, but I don't mind being around people. So I think that is good for me to be out and around, even if I'm not chatting to people. It's good for me to be out and around people. So I hope that you guys ticked all your weekend boxes that you needed to. If you went thrifting today, if you're one of my local viewers and you were down at the Belmont Market, post below if you got any treasure. That would be cool. And hell, even if you're not one of the local people, let me know if you hit markets or oppos on your Sunday. What'd you get? Did you get something cool? Did you get something I want to buy? Now, guys, I need you all to keep an eye out for a very, very, very cheap copy of Silent Hill 2 for PS5 for me to play personally, if you don't mind. And I'm talking cheap. I'm a tight ass. Otherwise, I'll just wait for it to come out on the PlayStation subscription service, if it ever does. I don't mind waiting, even if it's a year or two, because it happens eventually. And in the meantime, I'm playing games that are already 2+ years old. So do you have any video? Okay. Do you guys have any video game recommendations to me that are on the PlayStation membership? Like, I pay $169 a year, and I can't even remember what it's called, but basically it lets me just download games and play them as long as my membership's active. PlayStation Plus, I think it is. PlayStation Plus Ultimate, maybe. What games are you playing? So games I've loved. So to give you an idea, games that I have loved in the past, Metal Gear Solid 2 was one of my favourites. Silent Hill 2 Original for horror was my favourite. I have loved every game in the Far Cry series. I've loved Halo. But with the Xbox, I do have the Series X, but I do not have the online subscription. I will not buy games for the Xbox unless they're going to be crazy cheap. I don't know why. I really like the PlayStation. I enjoy it. So anything for PS5, it can be a PS4 game. Put your suggestions down, but I should have a crack at. I love stuff like the Assassin's Creed games are good. Apparently there's a new one coming out. I loved and platinumed Origins, Odyssey, and I didn't Valhalla. I didn't platinum, but I did play and completed the story. What else is there? Titanfall 2 was amazing. And I wish I was better. I loved Neo, but I'm terrible at those games. I've got Elden Ring at home. I do own that as a physical. But give me ideas for games that I can play whilst we find me that copy of Silent Hill. I might even stream myself playing it, if I can get the darn thing. Okay, it's not a show about video games, Tori. We're talking about op shopping and stuff. Okay, so I'm looking for stuff that's on the first 12 tubs. We found Carrie, that's cool. T11, that is Little Big Planet 2. I found that those PlayStation 3 games do tick over nicely. They're not big dollars or anything like that, but they I tend to pay $1 to $2, and I got 14 for it plus shipping. For you regulars, I'm sorry, but I will always say it in case there's someone new. Guys, when I say my figures, it is plus shipping because I do not do it for free. So when I say, oh, I bought it for $1 and I sold it for 14, it'll be plus shipping, which in this case was $7 shipping. I send everything tracked. I know that some people don't. And I think particularly if you're new, if you don't want to put yourself off doing, this is one of those heavy tubs. If you don't want to put yourself off eBay, because when you find yourself not making money on eBay, it will put you off it. I think charging postage tracked. Look, I do preach a bit, and I know that. But for me, tracked postage is a must. And I know there's plenty of people out there who don't do it. They go, oh, if the buyer says they didn't get it, then I just refund it because it wasn't a high dollar item. It's part of the reason why I do it, but it's not the full reason. There's twofold here, threefold. Tracked lets the customer know I sent it. They can see its progress. Tracked means I'm more accountable to my customer, and I can show them that I sent it. Because even if it's a low dollar item, you still want to get it. But this is the pessimist in me. And I know this part is not even accurate. Okay? It's just how my little brain works. But my other feeling behind tracked is if something's tracked, then I believe it's holding the post office to a slightly greater account. I know that's not how it works. You know, I am stupid, but I'm not stupid. I know that's not how it works, but at the same time, just for my mental, to know that there is a tracking number and people are able to see where it is. There's the game I was talking to you about. If you've got a PlayStation 3, I think you can play it on, I think you can download it digitally. I know you can play it on Switch. One of the best games ever made, in my opinion. Portal 2. I remember when I found this out on the hunt, it's got the manual and everything, I nearly didn't put it up for sale because I had such fun memories, but I have finished this game 4 times. I would say 4 times. BioShock, yeah, is another one of my favourite games ever. Yeah, I just think the whole track postage shenanigans, I think it just keeps everyone, including myself, accountable for my customer's package, because it's like at the moment I'm having this issue. I sent a game to Queensland and the tracking, I don't know how this happened unless it was me screwing up, but the post, you know, it was the post office helping. I sent it tracked. It's meant to be in Queensland, says delivered, but it's gone to Melbourne, and the video game that there were 2 video games that went out. So the video game that went to Melbourne is a Dead Space game, which is also an amazing series. It's a Dead Space game, and it was The Last of Us, which you guys saw me pick from these tubs. The guy goes, you know, is the game even sent? Or words to that effect. He was very polite. Because it says it's been delivered, but it's been delivered to, you know, somewhere in Melbourne, and I'm in Queensland. And for the life of me, I don't know how the tracking numbers got mixed up, unless it was user error or the post office. But I've literally had to say to him, I'm really sorry, look, I don't know what's happened. You know, I've registered a complaint at the post office, but that doesn't really mean anything, does it? Because at the end of the day, dude still doesn't have his game. And part of me was like, initially I was like, oh my God, it's just a $9 game. But, you know, I'll just refund it. And then I thought, no, that's not good customer service. I think sometimes on eBay, tell me what you guys think. I think sometimes on eBay, and I'm going to include myself in this number. Here's our game, by the way, Little Big Planet. I think sometimes when we do this stuff on eBay, we're just like, a refund solves every problem. It doesn't, not really. You know, because we don't know our customers' circumstances. Like in this case, you know, my guy bought a $9 game off me, but ironically, here's another copy of it, but for the wrong console. He bought a $9 game off me, but I know that when I bought Metal Gear Solid 5 off eBay, and I paid, I think, $12 for it, I was still as excited for it as I would have been for a $100 video game. I bought the game because I wanted to play it. And I can tell you right now, some of you saw me playing that game terribly on live stream. But that aside, I played that game that I bought for that amount of time for over 100 hours. So it's not about the cost of the game. This is weird. If anyone's a DJ, I bought this ages ago. It hasn't sold. I don't believe it's at the wrong price, wrong price point. But maybe it has. Maybe it is if no one's buying it. Who knows? Anyhow, So yeah, the whole just, you know, shut them up by refunding, I don't know. I don't think that's very cool. So I'm trying to locate his game. I'm not having much luck because the tracking mailers, like this is the one time that the accountability part falls apart because, you know, Aussie Post can only follow the tracking number. They don't know what's in it or where it was addressed. It's been sent somewhere. But I have said to the customer, look, please give me a bit of time to investigate. Of course, I'll refund you. I said, in fact, because I can't even find a tracking number for your item, I am just going to have to trust you that if it does arrive, you'll do the right thing and tell me, please. And I believe they will. People aren't all bad. It does open up, you know, a little can of worms that if they went, well, you know what, Mr. Flip, it took you long enough to, well, it took long enough to get here. I'm feeling a bit pissed off. This way I get to keep the game and get a refund. That's something they can do. But you know what? Here's the other side of that, the flip side of that. They've got to live with that. I don't. So that's always a very interesting take on things like that. It's like, you do something bad, you're the one who's got to live with it. I don't. Because yeah, I'll lose out on $16. But you'll lose out on some of your humanity. Okay. All right, so I'm going to interrupt this scheduled viewing because it was just a nice comment that came through, and you know, where we can offer support, we should. Let's have a look here. Oh, come on. I just saw it. Oh, so Sergio, digital marketing expert, commented, frickin' nothing. It was actually a comment that came through. I saw it on the phone. It flashed up. And I just want to go, okay. So Jupiter commented, I'm about to quit my office job to start selling eBay full time. I am so scared yet so excited. And videos like these give me so much knowledge and hope. Thanks, man. You're very welcome. All the very best with it. Going full time is a big, scary step. There's nothing I can say to soften that blow. All I can say is that I hope that you have weighed the pros and cons, that if you're responsible for anyone but yourself, that they're behind you, or if it's kids, that you think that you're now ready. I went full-time a little bit too soon, and it was hairy. It was hairy. And then combined with the fact that, like, pretty much I was like, oh, you know, I'm going to go full-time now and look at Uncle Flip. And, you know, I had the YouTube going by then. Well, yeah, of course I did. We've celebrated just over a year, I think a little while ago. So everyone, thank you. Thank you so fucking much. It's amazing. But as long as you're ready, and as long as it's a tough one. Just be ready. I don't know your finances and I don't know you. But I do wish you every freaking success, and I want you to share that with us all. I think sometimes sharing like that is good. There may be other resources that you can do, like there's the eBay Australia Facebook group. Join all those things. Join Discords that you may find good for you. I'm in the Meaningful Hustle. I'm not there as often as I should be. And I'm probably the dead shit of the group because I still can't really figure out Discord, but the people there are nice, so that's good. Very helpful. So do that. And don't overcommit on your stock, otherwise you'll end up like Flip. You know, talking about myself in the third person. You'll end up like that. All right, let's pick another quick order. I'm in front of the tub. It is tub 10. It is a Roadrunner Records. That's a heavy metal label. They did a DVD ages ago, and look, I think I paid $29 for it at the time. I sold it for $40. It was one I wanted to watch the concert. But here's the thing. The value of that DVD has gone up substantially in years. But it's not selling for the price that the comps that I saw. I should have been able to get about 80 for it, and I didn't. It ended up in my age stock, and I lowered it down to I think $49, and someone offered 40, and I thought just get rid of it. Done. It's a great concert though. They're going to enjoy it. Another one of those, oh my god, it could be heavy tubs. See, these ones aren't quite so bad because you can see down the side unless I leave something big there, in which case it's bloody useless. Look, rather than risk just dropping it, I'm going to lower it. Oh, so strong. No, there are some plushies in this one, so it's not so bad. I feel like a basketball player when I squeak on the ground. That was that cool Matchbox car I got recently. It's super cool. I think it's cool. I like it. I like it. I like it. Don't know what I'm going to do the rest of the afternoon. I will do some work, but I've been up since 5:30. My listing part of my day is done. I like to pick my stuff on the weekend to avoid, you know how you can get super stressed out, like if you're packing a lot of orders, and for me that's 10 orders plus. It's a lot of orders, and so some people pick on the day that they're going to send it. I do occasionally, but I try to avoid that if I can. I prefer the inconvenience of coming out on the Sunday, that I have peace of mind knowing that it's all done. This was a cool box set too. So these are 10 classics by Enid Blyden in a box set. Super cool. But once again, I've had it for a long time. It would definitely be sitting on special now. It hasn't moved yet. Those stories are beautiful. Oh, here's an interesting one for you. If you're into Lego, like I am, I just don't have room for it anymore. So I was in the Lego, I guess I still am, but I haven't bought any in ages. I got this. It's a VIP coin for Lego Space, which is literally tattooed on my elbow. But yeah, it was a Lego VIP specially minted coin. It's on my shop now. I want a lot of money for it, but yeah, it's cool. And that is one of the funny things, you know, like I do go through my stuff on occasion, and I think to myself, like, and I think that we should do that sometimes, you know, have a look at our stuff and just appreciate what it is that we've got. Even if we feel a bit down about it at times, it's like, you know what, you sourced that stock and you worked hard to get it, and that's cool. It's even cooler when it sells. Like I am looking in this tub. Now I do have a Thomas book that I sold, but I don't believe it's this one. Did I leave it up there? Yes, I did. No, it's a bigger book. Okay. So yeah, I think with some of this stuff, I I think at some point I'll want to do a big clear out. This is the concert DVD. It's got 2 DVDs in there, a documentary about it and the concert. So if you like Slipknot and the like, well, you can't have this one, but that is what is on there. That was cool. I got a promo version years ago of Metro, which is very interesting. It's based on a book series. Basically, there's monsters in Russia. It's all set in Russia, and highly enjoyable shooter. Yeah, but based on the Metro, I think 2033 series. I've got the books at home. I just can't recall what the title is. I've also, speaking of zombies and monsters and stuff, we've got to pick a double pack of The Walking Dead. I picked them up for, I think, $1 a piece, Walking Dead trade paperbacks, and I sold them for 20 bucks. I took an offer. I had them at 29. I had a non-paying buyer, which I guess doesn't even make them a buyer, a item reserver, and I was pretty much begging them to pay, and I did it for 20 bucks for them as well. And I don't know what is up with people. This freaking trend of, you know, maybe it's that they get their dopamine shopping, but then once they've reserved it, their dopamine little rush is over, and they don't feel any obligation to finish what they started with the actual purchase. It's interesting how people's brains work. Yeah, just to suss it out and go, okay, well, I wonder why. I wonder why they didn't pay. They obviously wanted it. I mean, my stuff requires immediate payment, but of course that doesn't mean you have to. Like, eBay doesn't do this thing where it's like, oh, you have to pay right now or you can't proceed, or no. eBay at the end of the day wants the money, so it's happy to just let the item sit in your solds waiting payment, hoping that this person pays so as they get paid. And I guess that's one of the things too where eBay you know, I guess doesn't care, because, you know, things are being sold every bloody second on there, most likely. It'd be interesting to actually look up how quickly things sell on our selling platform, even if they're not ours. Okay, so I think that does it for these tubs. Oh god, it keeps disconnecting from the hotspot. Is that it for the tubs here, guys? Little Big Planet, I got it. Tub 47, tub 10, tub 33. I had one down for tub 27, but I know it's not there, so I'm going to have a little bit of a baby hunt for it. Okay. I'm just going to grab this one quickly, guys, just because, well, it was right in front of me and sticking its nose out. So you would have seen in the video when I bought that bullseye horse from Toy Story for $3. Well, I knew it would go quickly. It went for $31.85 and $13 postage. So I'll make sure he's packed up nice and tight. He's so cool, low-key sad to see him go, but he wasn't on display at home. He was sitting in a tub. And like I said to you guys, if you're ever worrying about getting rid of your stock, like you're like, oh, I want to keep that, put it on display if you've got the room. Whilst it's listed, just put in your custom SKU, bookshelf of lounge room. That way, for that brief period of time, it is yours as a display item. I think that's pretty cool. Okay. So that was nice and convenient, that one. Next one is in tub 47. Come around here, my friends, come around here. Sorry for the banging and crashing about. Tub 47 is up the top. It's a bit of an ungainly tub. I'll move the lighting around just so as, I know it's not too bad now, but that's just daylight. And I know the camera's reflecting me a bit brighter, but I'll just see if it's at the top of the tub first before I keep crapping on about light. Or I'll just smash it on the ground. Tell you what, I've knocked the absolute stuffing out of this stuff so often. I think Arlec nearly owes me a sponsorship deal. So I can see a purple disc here. I'm hoping it is it. And it is. So, just while I talk to you guys so you can see it properly, it is a disc that I got for 12 cents. The Fairies, Fairy Beach, ABC for Kids title. It is scored and beaten up, but it does play. I always turn them around, like when my customers get it, sometimes I'll leave it like that because that'll be the last photo that they looked at of the item. But even when the kids' discs are often scratched because they get played and kids put them into the machine. Can't be helped, and it's the only way they're going to get that one anyhow. Well, unless they find another copy that costs more. I found a brand new Bob the Builder sealed. It's up on the store at the moment. I think I've got 40 bucks on it because, go on, time travel for me. Go and find one of these that's still sealed. You won't. I say that like a threat. You won't. You won't. Okay. So we are actually ripping through these now. The shoes are at home, like I told you. I've got to go into tub 36, tub 29, which may actually have something else that I'm looking for. We'll get there, guys. We're almost there. Phew, bless me. Or is it me that is blessed to have you? Tub 29. Tub 29 is here. This could be a bastard to get into. It's got a lot of plushies in it. Come around here with me. Yeah, the rest of my day, I'm going to get some writing done. I finished writing my 11th book, The Dead of Easter. And I'm editing it now. The editing is always a heck of a process, and I do have a small team that help me. I'm very lucky to have them. The horror community's been really good to me, but I guess I've been trying to give as much as I get. But yeah, the horror community has been extremely kind to me. I've made many lovely friends, and even when I've gone through hardship, like when Mum passed away, and I don't think any of my horror mates watch this, but they sent me a massive box filled with books, stickers, stamps, all from the Facebook group I'm in. It's called Books of Horror on Facebook, and so I'm one of the authors in the group. There's plenty of other authors there too, very talented people, but Ben and Lauren and Tiffany sent me this massive box. It cost them heaps. They express shipped it to cheer me up after Mum passed away. And it's stuff like that you don't forget. It's nice to know that I've got, you know, friends. Oh, yes! That's a double yes on that one. So, fun fact. Sorry, I'll get back to that because it is a gratitude thing. Firstly, there's the Walking Dead books. So they'll ship off. I think they'll fit in an $8 mailer. They'll be fine. But this, I had it down as tub 27 and I couldn't find it the last time I did a picking video. And I knew that I had time to look for it today. And I was looking through, like, if you ever fuck up your tub situation, I did do a video on how to find your stuff. It's way back. I might even try to see if I can find it and I'll add it to the how-to playlist. That might work. That way I don't have to re-record it. It's a good video, and I used that technique this morning to find out that this was either going to be in tub 29 or tub 30. I'm just going to quickly tell you what you do. Okay, so when you sell an item, eBay tells you when you listed it, okay? It's on the screen, you can't miss it. Well, it's on the screen on desktop. And this is why I keep saying to you guys, use a laptop to do eBay. Like, unless you're just getting started and you just honestly cannot afford a cheap laptop, you get a laptop for $400, $300 that will do the trick. Borrow someone's secondhand laptop. Just get a laptop. They're better. They're better for what we do. So it told me when it's sold. So all I did then is I went into all of my active listings and searched for them by date until I found that on December the 15th, I listed this game. I looked at all the other things I listed on that day and double checked what tubs they were in my custom SKU area. And I realized I'd literally slipped on the keyboard and hit a 7 instead of a 9, but put it into tub 29. I'm happy. I'm happy about that. All right, so 3 things in the one tub. Let me just double check with the old iPad. I was stressing about that. Also, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you a secret. I know sometimes we can't find things, and I know sometimes that they are lost or whatever. But there is a way around getting dinged by eBay. If you can't find something, basically I believe in being transparent with my customer, and I'll contact them and I'll say, hey, thank you for buying from me. I'm so terribly sorry. Like I misplaced a lot of stuff when I moved to this offsite. I'll say I'm so terribly sorry, but when I moved to my new storeroom, some items went missing. Unfortunately, your item is one of them. I had no way of knowing that. May I please have your permission to cancel this order and to refund your money? I'm terribly sorry. If I see it again, I will let you know and I'll get it sent to you. Most of the time customers are great and they say yes. So then what you can do is you can literally go in and cancel the order at buyer's request. You don't get pinged for that. And if eBay checks, which they do, and good, so they should, but they can see you did the right thing. You reached out to the customer and you asked for the customer's permission to cancel the order. Of course, I'm sure you're going to get customers that go, no, send it to me, when you've told them you literally don't have it. Then you'll cop a ding because you still have to cancel the damn thing. But I think by being honest with your customers, they tend to not mind, and I think they like the fact that we're asking for permission to cancel the order. Yeah, they're going to get their money back, but they feel that they've regained a little bit of control over the transaction, if that makes sense. So yeah, look, I think if that had been the case, normally you'd be thinking to yourself, well, I'm getting a lot of dings for selling stuff. I'm not a top rated seller anymore. Ask your customers permission to cancel. If they don't answer after 4 days, cancel it anyhow and say it was them. But yeah, just ask them for permission, and I think you'll find your transaction rating or ranking or whatever the hell it is for cancellations won't be as adversely affected. That's my experience. I could be wrong, but that's my experience. And I do it anyhow because it's good manners. I'm bloody thrilled about finding that game, I can tell you right now. We've almost picked everything, guys. I need to get into, where is it? Which tub? Which tub? Which tub? Tub 36, which we know as the bastard tub. But I'll just get this stuff away. All that stuff is away. And then I'll quickly show you the stuff that I listed. And once again, as always, it's just points of interest, guys. These will all be plushies. So once I've finished doing this, if I go now, I'm going to show you what I listed. You can either go to my shop, Geelong-Flipper, and just look, or if you want to watch with me, I can literally bring up the active listings and I'll hold up the item, and you can have a look at roughly what I paid for it versus what I think I will hopefully get for it. And I may be way off, and you may go, hey Flip, you're an idiot. No, they're not. Or you might go, shit, I need to look for that. I know a few of you have been buying plushies based on some of my observations. Always check, always do your own due diligence. Just because I'm a waggling face on your TV or phone doesn't make me right, okay? I do my best to do my own due diligence, but I love the plushies, so sometimes I get a bit carried away. Always check, always double check me, always fact check. Like I said, I'll never seek to mislead, but I might do it by mistake, which is still shit. Okay, so tub 36 we always treat with respect because it is heavy. I'm just hoping the light doesn't fall. I'm looking forward to getting the lighting set up at the new offsite. It'll actually be sweet because these roofs, I'll see if I can quickly show you. Yeah, they've got those on them, those railings. So, and on the bigger space, what I'll be able to do, I'm going to buy some like 10 watt globes and other bits and pieces. And I'll be able to run them off this power thing. I must admit, look, being bloody transparent as all get out, buying the power station terrifies me. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to come up with, and my business pays enough for my mortgage and my day-to-day. It is increasing, but $500, I don't even think I've got the money to buy it. So I've got all these good ideas, but I don't know if I'll be able to execute them in a timely manner. I don't want to be walking around a 6x4 like this, particularly that, you know, both Ali and I are going to have stuff out in there. The lighting setup that I've got in mind will be good. It's not going to be overly expensive other than that power station. I'm going to look on Amazon, but Amazon doesn't let you do Afterpay. If you're not familiar with Afterpay, just basically lets you pay it off over 4 payments. You've got to have the initial quarter, but then basically it gives you 2 weeks to save. It lets me buy expensive stuff that I couldn't normally get. It's sort of like saving for it, but you've got it. So if you guys know or can think of anywhere I can get an affordable one, that wasn't bad. And the guy at J-Car, like I told you guys, Trevor, he was very informative. Like, it's because of him I actually understand how they work. But I've got to find $500 from a starting point of nothing, and we move into the off-site. I think it's in 10 days now. It's fucking cool. It's just still a bit terrifying too. So yeah, so as you guys know, if there's any tech nerds out there, I'll need it. It has to be able to run 240 USB, normal USB-C, and deliver more than 600 watts. So I understand the part about the voltage per hour thing, or whatever the frig it is. I do understand that now, but I needed to do those things. But yeah, otherwise I've got to find $500 or do this show. It'll seem darker because there's no passage light that I can turn on and off. It literally faces outside, but I'm going to have that shielded because I don't want people seeing my stuff. I will figure a way. I always do, but your input would be so gratefully accepted. I want to run 4 to 6 lights, low LED, so low wattage LED globes. I'm going to run them, string the cords along the girders at the top, run them all down centrally into a power board. They will use about 60 watts. Well, they will use 60 watts, so that's that draw on it. But that's nothing for this thing. Like that 60 watts, I think it's this particular unit was 510, whatever wattage that was. So yeah, it's basically just a case of dividing the wattage into the voltage. If I was to use 510 watts or volts, it would all use up in 1 hour. But if I'm only using 80, 6 falls 48 kind of thing. I get that much time out of it. But then if I can afford to get the solar panel to stick outside while I'm there, good to go. The gentleman explained to me that if I have the solar panel there, basically I'll never run out of lighting because it will generate enough power just from the sun, even at flat, to keep at least 2 lights going, which is reassuring. It's all going to be money. Oop, I got carried away with my talk. I knew I hadn't done something. What a dickhead. What a dickhead. Okay. Sit there. Alright, so it was a Thomas book. Do I have it sitting out that I can see it? It was a hardcover Thomas book. Run, dun, dun, ding, 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 ding. Run, ding, ding, ding. I can see it, but I'm still gonna have to dig, but I won't have to drag it down. Look at those chicken wings wobble. Welcome to middle age. Look, I'm sure there's plenty of blokes out there who don't have chicken wing arms, but that's what happens when you lose 70 kilos. Ring, ding, 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 ding. Ring, ding, 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 ding. That was a good thumbnail. Ding. All right. So, for those of you who just watch for the picking videos, picking part of the video, I literally would have paid less than 10 cents for this book because I know it was in a massive bundle of books. And just as well, because I only got $7 for it. So 10 cents into $7, it was probably less than 10 cents. These boxes were massive. Like I said, they were throwing the stuff out, including Thomas books. I would have had hundreds of items inside this thing and I paid $20 for it. But everything does have a value, even if it's a fraction of a cent. So that's that one. Now, that does conclude the picking part of the video. I haven't had any new sales, I don't believe. It's just telling me to finish the drafts. I had a weird message. I don't know if they just fucked up or whether they were trying to do something dodge, but if you guys look, I would like to think that it was just an honest mistake, but they haven't answered now, so who fucking knows. You guys might remember I sold a large Scooby-Doo plush, can't remember, a little while ago, and it was a 14-inch toy, really good condition. Sold it for $30 plus shipping, and I got a message from the buyer this morning saying, hey, I paid for express postage and this never showed up for the party, which was last night. It's still on the way. And I'm like, I don't offer express post. I don't, because I won't notice it. You know, I do shipping nearly every day, but I don't offer express post. Express post is one of those things, if you put it onto your listing, it will come up that the buyer paid for express post, but if you don't look for it, it doesn't stand out like, you know, it doesn't glare out at you, this is express post. And I want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing, which is a twofold, I guess a double-edged sword, so to speak. I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing, but maybe by not offering express post, I'm doing the wrong thing. I don't know, but I don't offer it. So I literally wrote back to old mate. Hey there, my friend, thank you for getting in touch with me. You paid for standard post, not express. I don't offer express post on any of my listings. It may have been another item that you've done that sort of post for, from another seller. I'll include a screenshot of your purchase just to let you know I did exactly what I was meant to be doing. I hope it was a good party, and I do. Especially if it was a present for a kid, you know. Send a screenshot, like they sent it at 7:23 in the morning. I finished getting answered by 7:28. Sent the screenshot that showed standard post, because I don't offer express. And I said the Australia Post website did say a little while ago that there would be delays because of the cyclone. There was they call it an ex-tropical cyclone, but let's just call it a fucking cyclone. It wrecked shit. I hope that you weren't affected. No answer. So I don't know if they've sent that to me by mistake. I'm going to assume that was the case. Because, yeah, I don't offer express post. Never have. And they would be able to see that on their order. So maybe they paid express post for another present for whoever was the recipient. Sadly, the Scooby-Doo, they're right. It is on the way. It's been on the way for a while. But as Aussie Post said, that stuff is being affected. So not much we can do about that. All right, guys. So if you don't want to see what I've bought, now is a pretty safe time for you to bail on me. And I won't even be offended. If you do, stick around. We've got a few more minutes of talking to go. And it will give you insight. It's still interesting even if it isn't your cup of tea. Because the way I see it is we all have learning opportunities for everything. So let's go through this together, all right? I'll get my stuff here. I'm not pausing, you know I'm not. I'll just go grab the iPad that I can set it up properly. I'm just going to get something that I can throw they're just plushies and a couple of toy sort of things that I can just throw them down and they're not going on the ground. Yeah, we'll do this last bit. And then I'm going to go and buy some stuff for my lunch and my dinner. And then I'm going to go home to my beautiful lady and play video games and edit my book and do a little bit more eBay because I want to get far enough ahead that tomorrow I'll edit a video just because I like editing. I'll do a thrifting video, one of my Queensland trips. And I miss Queensland so terribly. I do. Don't get me wrong, I like being Uncle Flip in Geelong, but being in Queensland, I was on holiday, but it's just a slower speed that suits me. I felt, even though we were thrifting and stuff, I could see myself doing this full time up there. It is just a different speed. There's no mad rush, no hurry. I loved it up there. I love the warmth. I'd go a little bit further north, I think, but that's also where you're susceptible to cyclones and stuff. Let me get this stuff ready. First things first, providing illumination to the salvation of a nation. That's all there. iPad is here. Trisha's drink is here. Like I said, guys, I'm so grateful you guys are like coughing up for me drinks. I am grateful. I make the decision to buy them. They're expensive, but I love bean squeeze and it's tasty. And I feel like at the moment where I'm at, and you could argue that this is because of it, I make enough to have a life I enjoy, but I don't make enough to have a life of extravagance. Not that I want that. Being with Ali is all the extravagance really I need. I'm blessed, but that's like my treat. You know, on the weekend, being able to have a whiskey or two, that's my treat. And writing my books is my treat. That doesn't cost money. Playing games off a streaming service is a treat for me because I don't have a lot of free time. Time is a treat for me too. So I'm trying to get my shit together enough that on Mondays I only do YouTube because I freaking love YouTube and I love talking to you guys or providing you with something to watch. I've made so many friends. I'm so blessed. And I like keeping the conversation going because then in the mornings when I wake up, first thing I do is I'm like, I wonder what my friends thought of that video. I wonder if they commented, did they notice something that I missed? I learn every single day off all of you. Every single day. Even from the people who aren't kind, you learn stuff every single time. It may be sometimes if someone's being a troll, it's just they're teaching you how not to be. It's still a lesson. It's funny, isn't it? It's beautiful too. Okay, so I'm going to bring that thing here, and the toys are directly here, and there is a bag down there that they can go on, because I just want to hold them up and show you stuff. I'll just bring up, pretty sure most of these are now active. Selling, active. Okay. Okay, so this guy I got ages ago. I only just got around to listing him. He is a Starbucks bear. He is real. He is merchandise from the Vietnam store. Starbucks is increasingly popular for collectors. The cups can be worth good money from the different shops. Never turn down the opportunity to grab something that is Starbucks, okay? This bear, it was like, I think $3 or $4 bucks. And I can't even remember what suburb he was in. It was a place we hadn't been to before. I have got him listed at $35 plus shipping, always plus shipping. I've got him listed at $35. Sold comps dictate that he should be worth more than that, but 35 bucks from 3 or 4 into 35, that's fine. And I can also take a hit on with an offer if I need to, and I'm certainly not going to resent that at all if someone wants to give me a little bit less, because it's about moving them in and moving them out. All right, so this was a cool one too. This guy here, I picked him up recently at a Vinnie's, like a Japanese dog, a Miniso Life plush stuffed Shiba Corgi dog sitting. Long title, beautiful and soft, couple of bucks, listed for $29. Okay, this one was neat. Apparently he's a bit of a rarity. Where is he? Maybe he's going to be listed. He may be listed when you guys... Yeah, okay. He'll be listed... By the time you guys see this, he'll be live. Unless I sleep in. Let's have a look. Drafts. Yep, he's sitting in the draft section at the moment. So he's called a Sanai Pokemon All-Star Collection Squirtle. He's a stuffed plush. Ironically, for whatever reason, I've not seen any listings that these things have tags. The only way I was able to identify it properly to the Sanai or Senai, however you say it, was purely by the stitching pattern and examining it carefully across multiple listings. He's extremely well made, but the lack of tag did confuse me. But there is nowhere that a tag would have been, nor does it just say made in China. Every example of these, including very expensive sold comps, showed no tag. So these had been going for as much as like as much as $50+. I wasn't comfortable with that. I got him in a bag of two Pokemon, including the Pikachu I'm going to show you. For $6, so I put him up for $39. But soul comps were sort of hinting he could have been a lot more. But I was just like, I'm not so sure about that one, Captain. This was what he was bundled with, a Pikachu. He looks cracked out, but he's genuine. He's a Tomy Pikachu, and he was $3. And I have him listed, once it shows us, I've got him listed for $25. He's probably worth a little bit more than $25. However, recently it feels to me that Pikachus are saturating the market just a little bit, even though he is my favorite Pokemon. No, I've never seen an episode. I just know he shoots lightning and he speaks and he's cute. All right, and he belongs to someone called Ash. That's all I know about him, but I see a lot out. $25, 3 to 25. I'll accept that one. This one was neat. I've taken the padding out of it that I had in for the photo. So there's a designer called Peter Alexander, sells jammies and other stuff. They had a crossover with Vegemite. That is glitter on the front. It's just a cushion or pillow holder. And I picked it up for $2. I could not find comps. So I made up my own price and I listed it for $20. It might be worth more. It may not. I'll be happy with $20. Okay, so this guy's massive, and I don't know what that is. I think it might be a plane. So you guys mentioned that this one gave you nightmares. So this is a huge plushie, 73 centimeters tall. He's Iggle Piggle from the Midnight Garden. And I paid $8 for him. Based on sold comps, I should be able to get 60 for him, plus shipping. Should be able to. Then, that is the drafts all. I think I've talked about all the drafts now. So we'll go back to our active listings. Okay, so this is a talking Iggle Piggle. He does work. I tested him, then I removed the batteries. He's missing his red blanket. That's why I write what you see is what you get. He was $2. I've listed him for $35. These were cool. So these are old too, oldish. Older than some of you probably. 2003 these were made. These are Care Bear buckets. They were a promotional item. I'm sure they held other things in them. At the moment, I could not find any other listings for these buckets, but I thought 2003 vintage Care Bear buckets that look brand new. I'm going to ask a premium for them, and I have them currently at $60 for the both. Of course, I'm going to take offers, but I'm going to try for that big figure first, see how it goes, and hopefully I'll bloody land a big fish on that line that pays that. If not, I'll just lower the price. I'm into them for $2 a bucket. A couple of books here that aren't here. Just a itty bitty Darth Vader plush. He's from 2014. They're like a little beanie child. Itty bitties on it. Damage on it is the biro, which I've noted and photographed extensively. And I picked that up for, I think, $1, and I'm flicking it out for $25, which is still a fair price for this style of plush in this condition. So, where is it? Do I have it here? This was cool. This is a Tom and Jerry little toy. Tom and Jerry were, well, my childhood. But basically, you just push this button. I'll probably screw it up, but come on. They basically just, it's bloody old. The mechanism's a bit janky. If you're light with it, it's okay. But basically, yeah, they're just chasing each other. It's a cute toy. I picked it up for $1. I've got it listed for $20. It probably should be for more because of its age. The year 2000 this one was made. Tom and Jerry have been around a lot longer than that. But $20, I'll be happy to make that $19 dues on it. This was the character that I'd never heard of before. But when I comped it, I got this at a Brotherhood ages ago. I paid $2 for this plushie. I've got it listed for $49. Now, you guys may know the character, and, well, I don't. But I do because I comped it. It's a Missa Inquisitor Master Fairy Tale Limited Edition Wizard Drake. And yeah, listed at $49. And that is cheaper than some of the other listings. This little guy, don't know who he is, but he's worth money. I always check anything that looks like it could be from way back. This is from Mr. Men Show, Little Miss Chatterbox. And I picked her up for $1, and $18 is what I will let her go for. I think that's a fair price. She's old and cute, but they do comp, and they comp regularly. But $18 I think is fair for that one. We talked about that. We talked about that. All the rest of those ones. Okay, so I picked this up for 50 cents. It's a My Little Pony. It is the Rainbow Dash plush toy. I got that, yeah, for 50 cents. I've listed it for $20. Once again, cute, in very good condition. Tag has very clear print on it. It's just nice. The wings aren't buggered. It's good. My Little Pony, guys, always pick the stuff up. The bronies will get it. Won't you, bronies? Fun fact. Big thanks to Lynn, who's a viewer. Lynn helped me look at the Cause Companions that I told you guys about, that I had delisted because I was unsure. And a lot of you guys reached out, and I do appreciate that. But guys, exciting news. I am satisfied with both Lynn's help and my own follow-up research. She contacted me through Facebook, through the Geelong-Flipper Facebook page, and said, hey, Tori, you know that they made them in that size, and went through, and she was like my own personal detective. Mate, I do appreciate you. And gave me all the links to follow up, the things to look for. And yeah, most certainly Cause did make 8-inch companions, flayed. The bodies are articulated. Everything looked right and solid. I have relisted them. So they're back up. They're getting views. The price is expensive because they're expensive toys. They are not the fake companions. It's interesting though that the fake companions still sell even though they've got the word fake on them. It's a wonderful world. Everyone who reached out regarding the Cause companions, I appreciate you. But Lynn, thank you for helping me verify them. She sent through like over 10 different links and stuff I could follow up, YouTube videos explaining the 8-inch ones, the differentials. So helpful. I felt like I had my own personal assistant. I really appreciate it. Blues Clues. Now, you guys have seen, I have listed one of these before. This was another one I found out on the hunt. So I simply rocked a sell similar and we'll be smashing that one out the park. Tested it, took the batteries out, as is what we should be doing. Life of me, I can't even see it quickly enough to tell you how much I sold it or have it on the thing for. Do I have it here? I'll just quickly double check that. No, don't know. I'll find the listing though. All right, this one was a neat one. So this is called a Hatchimal. And this guy is a little owl. And I tested it to make sure it worked. Well, Ali helped me test this one actually. And when it does work, it's fully functional. It lights up, it chirps, the wings flap. It's crazy cool. So I got that one for, I think it was $2. Where's my Hatchimal? Hatchimal, wherefore out thou? Unless it was in my drafts. If I can't find stuff quickly, it may just be in my drafts, but from memory, I've got 30 bucks on it. I'm going to place that one straight back in the tub because it is a battery operated device and I don't want to break it. Care Bears. I bought a whole heap of Care Bears from a Vinnie's. It was as though someone had decided that they hated Care Bears for the rest of their life, and I picked them up for $1 to $2 each, with the exception of the large one that's in here. I've got a few of these ones now. I may need to check my pricing. They're not moving, even though they've got comps and they sell. Mine aren't moving, even though they seem to be fairly priced. I know that was a long-winded way of saying that. Okay, so first things first, this had $1 on it. It's a mini, it is real, properly tagged and everything. That was $1. I've got it listed for 15. So I've got a little Harmony Bear here that's cute. That's Harmony Bear there, 11-inch toy. Oh, lights are off, hang on. That was $1. I've got it listed for 20. This is Share Bear, a 6-inch. Once again, $1. And selling it for 15. This is Funshine Bear. This is a little cutie, $2. And I've got it listed for 22. Okay, so this is Wish Bear, a larger one, but I've got the others listed for 25 bucks. So even though, you know, Wish Bear is a larger Care Bear, it doesn't feel as flopped, which I think is why it affects some of the comps. Still gorgeous. I mean, look at the little face. But yeah, I've got that listed for 25 and 15 shipping because it won't fit into a $10 satchel. Okay, so that is all of the plush. Non-plush, I just put it in here because it's going to be protected. Ages ago, I did a lot of podcasting and I was getting ready when I'd moved to my new place. A group of friends and I were going to do this podcast together. And it never eventuated, but I was so excited for it. I spent, and feel free to laugh because you guys know you flip, I would have spent $1,000 preparing for a podcast of which not a single episode was ever recorded. I used the equipment once myself, purely to see if it worked. So this, I've got more of them, they're in tubs, but this is a Rode pod mic. It's an XLR microphone. So if you don't know what that is, it's like anyone who's really into music and stuff, this is the better way of connecting, XLR. Yeah, so I've got that listed for $149. And as I said, it was bloody used once to test it. I've also got my mixing board up that I opened up, and because I had my old mixing board, which I've sold ages ago, I purely just pulled it all out to plug it all in and get it set up. And yeah, we never did the talk show. So I'm a fool, but I was enthusiastic, and yeah, it would have been a fun little talk show. In any case, guys, that does wrap up what I've listed that's here that I could show you. I hope you got some insights there. Plush is something to certainly explore if you want to get into toys instead of all the other stuff that everyone seems to do. Is it for everyone? No. Does it take a lot of space? Yes. Can you make decent money out of it? Yes. It all depends on where you go and how they're pricing it. But in any case, that does wrap this one up. Thank you so very much for watching. Hopefully this gets you through your listing Monday, or if you're a channel member, through your evening viewing requirements. Don't forget, guys, if you are still here, firstly, thank you. But secondly, a big thank you to my channel members. Thank you to everyone who gifts me through the videos and buys me coffees and bloody toasties. I appreciate it. And it honestly helps. It helps. Every dollar saved helps. Helps me to do more, makes me want to do more videos, because it's like I'm having a coffee and a bloody sanger with my friends, thanks to you guys. So thank you. Yeah, channel members do get early access though if you are a Grand Flip member, which we recently just got a new member. So Hilly, thank you so very much for joining the Grand Flip. And guys, if you are Grand Flip members, it sort of goes beyond the flipping. It goes more into my author side of things. So if you're a Grand Flip member and there's a book that's just been released, then you get a free ebook, or you don't get it free because you've been paying your membership, but you get a copy of that via ebook. So Hilly, even though this video will be up forever, you still need to tell me what book I'm going to send you. Maybe you have. I don't check Discord enough, but I will once I get home, and you'll get a copy of that book. All right, guys, that's it. I've got to pack up, get home, and try to just chill for the rest of my day. It is 1:15 in the afternoon. I've been out for a while, and yeah, it's time for this little wanderlust pony to rear its head and gallop back home. Poetic, huh? And then I'll start editing. So even though you guys will be done with me, I'm not quite done with you guys yet, because I've just got to chuck these videos together and send them off to YouTube. And yeah, then I'll schedule it that tomorrow, schedule tomorrow, 6 a.m. You guys have got the video being Monday the 24th. So if you're up at 6 a.m, an hour and a bit later, you'll hear me saying this. And I really appreciate you guys. And I don't like saying goodbye at the end of the video. So I always know I've got to. So let me just get it over and done with. Love you guys. Thank you for all your support. And I will see you on the next video. But your next video will quite possibly be me thrifting in Queensland. I'll do the voiceover. So the voiceover will be new, but the video's from a little while ago when I was back in the land of sunshine and beautiful things. All right, guys, laters, bye.